car line.
For the exterior, aerodynamics was improved, but more importantly, cooling performance was very much improved.
We install extra engine horsepower and torque. Then we need to have the other extra cooling system. But it means we need to have a big air intake. Normally, a big air intake must be a worse coefficient drag number, but we recover by new aero design. So that's why we have to improve for more smooth air guidance. Total balance management. That's the new GT-R aerodynamics.
Driving a GT-R, very special. I feel like I'm in a very rigid and hard shell. I'm protected. The suspension moves very smooth manner. This is the feeling of this latest model, surrounded by quite nice premium interior.
All the rigidity is A-pillar, C-pillar works for the same suspension movement. In this case, the suspension works very well. Then cornering speed is much higher. This came from body construction.
To deliver the precision for the customer, every single detail has to be tight.
Craftsmanship is everywhere in the GT-R. For example, engine by Takumi, or suspension, or even gorgeous interior of the leather seat. That is the GT-R spirit.
From the first generation until today, every single detail must be better than the previous model. This is the history of the GT-R. Every single change is for the performance, not for the refreshment. So latest one is really the best GT-R in history.
Now, it's your turn to try the new GT-R.
I've had every body style of Civic. I've had a Civic Coupe, I've had a Civic Sedan. I also had an '89 SI hatchback.
My first car would have been a 1988 Honda CRX SI. That was such a fun car to drive.
The SI moniker is very important to American Honda. Sport injected is something we've been offering since late 80s with the CRX. So here in the American market, it's a fantastic name. It's got a great heritage.
So many vehicles over the years have worn the SI badge, from Prelude to CRX to Civic. These cars kind of really embrace the fun youthfulness that is Honda and gives people something to really kind of rally around. And the fact that carried that mantra on, that SI mantra for so long, it just means a lot to keep seeing it continue, move on and have a new generation.
In North America, in the US, the SI has been the pinnacle of Civic performance.
Civic's been around for over 40 years now, and like many things, it takes time to develop, and it's just evolved over the years into a great everyday performance car. The car is phenomenal to begin with. It's a great base to work from. Then from there, you increase your suspension capabilities, you increase your horsepower, and then you work on, obviously, the appearance, the interior. You want to make it a little bit more sporty, a little more racy, perhaps, and then build from there.
The handling is absolutely fantastic. You know, this car is going to drive phenomenally.
The Civic Si really checks a lot of the performance boxes for the enthusiast. Turbo engine, limited slip differential, 6-speed manual transmission only. It'll be the fastest Civic Si we've ever made.
If you've driven a Honda with manual transmission, you'll know that Honda makes the best manual transmissions. So this car had to have a manual transmission.
That's SI. That's almost the very definition of an SI. Every SI that's come before has only been a manual transmission, and the ones that are coming now are manual transmissions. It's really the beating heart of the SI lineup.
It's light, it goes, stops, and turns very, very well. The performance that they get in their car when they buy a Civic Si is authentic.
I think the tuner culture is going to be very excited for this. I think it's bringing some new things to the table that Honda hasn't had before. Everybody wants to see the best car that Honda can possibly make, and I think that's exactly what we did with this generation of the Type R.
The Type R brand has for a long time represented the pinnacle of Honda performance. However, here in the US, it's always sort of been the forbidden fruit. We've never been able to have it. Our colleagues in Japan and Europe have been marketing Type Rs for years. This represents the first time we've had it.
It's been a long, long wait, but we're finally going to get it to the American consumers.
There's such groundswell inside of American Honda and people's love of Civic, but also the desire to get a Type R, that I took that as kind of the mantle for us to move it forward and get the car here for the US.
The inspiration was a race-inspired car.
Racing is really bred in, and you'll see that in the Type R, some of the technologies that went into that car, particularly the aerodynamics package.
It's definitely functional. There are engineering drawings that show the rear wing and the other body pieces do help with the aero.
The core of racing, and we think true racing enthusiasts want to shift their own gears, and that's why Type R comes as a manual transmission.
Race-tuned suspension, super high output motor, great aero package.
The handling characteristics are fantastic.
The seats are designed for racing and taking to the track, but they're also comfortable enough to drive in every day, and the car's not going to punish you for that.
They've got vents on the back of the front fenders, front of the back fenders, and on the hood.
The chief engineers and the designers had a lot of ideas and heritage put in this car, but when you see it and you drive it and it all comes together, it's just a thing of beauty. I mean, there's certain heritage things that you'll see on the new Type R. You know, the Type R logo is iconic now. Larger wheels than anything else on a Civic. Couldn't show up with a Type R Civic in the States without a big rear wing on it. The engineers for the Type R really carried on the spirit of Soichiro Honda.
This helps kind of with mojo, it helps with image. It's just a great car to be able to get in the lineup and really show how much Honda loves these type of vehicles.
The look of the car